We do all of that in the space of 4 days, and it's just the sheer volume that's difficult. But other than that, I mean, the great thing is that all of this systematic programming also, I mean, we know how to do this with functional programming. I think as a larger community, we don't know how to do this with object-oriented programming, which is why a lot of object-oriented software systems out there are structured haphazardly rather than systematically.
And I think it's interesting for you to say that because like there's a lot of books and blog posts and people trying to argue how much effort they're putting into doing good software architecture with object-oriented programming.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Do you think OO is
I mean,
dead?
well, that's a larger question. So yeah. So first of all, yes, it is dead. So in a very strange sense of the word, right? So I mean, the sort of intuitive idea of object-oriented software is, right, the things in your problem domain become objects in your software, right? It's a very simple idea. It seems kind of evident now, but of course, at the time that object-oriented programming came up in the 70s, it was very different, right? People were using very sort of basic means to structure things. And then in the 90s, there was all this work on how do we structure those objects to match our domain. There was object-oriented analysis, there was object-oriented design, there were all these techniques, and there was model-oriented architecture, there were all these techniques. They weren't always great, but they were at least adequate in many ways. I'll talk a little bit about what it was that was not adequate about them, but there was this rich discipline of doing that, of designing objects and classes in order to match the things in your domain. And that has disappeared from practical software development. So it's no longer being taught, it's no longer being learned, and it's no longer being applied. And that's kind of a strategy. That's kind of a tragedy